Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another very special episode of the AniGains podcast. I am Mr. Cam's Fitness, as always, your host, the NPCA and Super Series World Champion as well. Never ever forget those. And I am once again joined by the lovely Mr. Qais and the incredible Noah Campbell. Gentlemen, how are we?
What's happening? I'm all right. How are we? I've obviously
very tired after a very long but very successful weekend. But yeah, man, overall feeling warm inside, super fulfilled. But yeah, overall absolutely knackered. How about you boys? How you boys feeling?
Well, for anybody that doesn't know, this is a special episode because this previous weekend, and the reason why we're all a bit faded is because we all travelled from across the country for the first ever AniGains link up.
Yeah.
Qais was holding a.
That was the primary reason for his travel.
Yeah.
Not the seminar. It was AniGains link up.
Yeah. No other reason. So Qais was holding a big posing seminar at the Chosen Few. What was it? The Chosen Few headquarters, or just
Chosen Studios is the official name.
Okay, yeah, so at the Chosen Studios, which was like this cool, like little, like athlete exclusive private gym, down in. Can we say that it was in Bristol?
Yeah, Bristol.
Yeah. I don't want to like dox the people at Chosen Few. Or
Just let's say the postcode and address. Yeah.
Yeah, it's down. So we were in Bristol for that, and yeah, man, we all stayed overnight in Bristol as well. We went to the posing seminar. Then we went out. I'll let these guys sort of tell it as it is. My own personal account is pretty rogue. Yeah.
Well, I'll say it from my perspective first. Yeah. So I actually had a bit of a longer weekend down in the southwest of England. So actually on Friday I travelled down to a place called Shepton Mallet, which is about an hour south of Bristol. Because one of my friends was having her 30th birthday, which makes me feel very old because it's going to be my 30th birthday later in the year. Yeah, man,
uncle, man.
I'm literally uncle at this point. Yeah, that's it, man. But yeah, really cool. We had like pretty much, it was a mansion pretty much in Shepton Mallet because there were like 20 of us there. So they had like 2 hot tubs, like 3 living rooms, loads of bedrooms. It was really, really cool. Just chilled, played some board games, catched up with friends. It's like my uni friends, which most of them live down south, so I don't really see them that often, so that's going to be pretty cool, even though I'm seeing them in a couple of weeks again when we go skiing. So yeah, that was really nice to catch up with them. Then on the Sunday, travelled up to Bristol from there for the posing seminar. So that was, absolutely unreal, just because of the interest we had to split it up into 2 separate groups. So the first group was between about 10 and 12. So yeah, pretty much went over a few bits and bobs with posing, obviously men's physique posing, mandatories, transitions, other things like being able to hold the poses and how you conduct yourself on stage. And then we had a second group, which involved these 2 boys later on. So that was between 10 and 12:30 and 2:30. Yeah. And then following that, we had a couple of special guests give a little talk. So the host of a podcast that we will not mention the name of it on here because we don't want to give them any. We're not going to give them any publicity. Something like that. Something like that. Don't listen to it. But yeah, we had Josh Croggan and Tom Stockton give a talk. Just about their journey and how they've gotten to where they've gotten in the quote-unquote fitness industry, but also as competitive athletes as well. So that was really cool to get their perspective from 2 people who have achieved, different levels, but some level of success in the industry. Everyone seemed really engaged, asked loads of questions. Everyone seemed to have a really good time as well, and pick up like certain bits and bobs from the posing seminar. Then after that, we had like a bit of a training session where everyone was just training whatever they wanted to train. People were hanging about, chatting. So overall, I absolutely loved it. Like it's really, really cool. Like just getting people together from different parts of the country, doing different things, but all having that common passion for men's physique and competing and training and progressing their physique. And it's obviously, it was a posing seminar which would help people with their men's physique posing, but just bringing together like-minded people and encouraging that community aspect of the sport, which can sometimes be lost when people are just stuck doing the same thing day in, day out, and it become a little bit monotonous. That's the main thing that I wanted to get out of this, really, and to share with people, I suppose. And I feel like it was somewhat successful from my perspective. Anyway,
very successful. I think that's like the second seminar that you've done, I believe. And I was really like surprised. It was fucking went off a hitch. Like, this isn't even like a promo or anything, but I would definitely say, like, when I was first like sort of coming through the bodybuilding scene, as it were, like, if I had gone to a seminar like that, I would have had like a million questions answered straight off the bat. My posing would have been significantly better, and also I would have found that, like, hey, these people that are, you're going to be competing against, your competition, they're not your fucking enemies. Like, you have more in common with these people than anybody else.
Just like Thorfinn, you have no enemies.
No, yeah, you have no enemies. You come to the posing seminar. It's not all about because, at the end of the day, you all fucking do the same shit. We all love a white monster. We all, love to train hard. And, we all will just meet in the same place. Which is funny, actually, because I met this lad down there who I recognised from somewhere. I couldn't quite put my finger on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I was just like, I was thinking to myself, this guy looks familiar. And it was only when we out later when we went out for food did I realise. I'm like, oh shit, I've competed against this guy. yeah. I was like, oh shit, he looks really good.
Was it Matt Wolf?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Shout out yourself. You have a very different experience. So I legit woke up at 6 in the morning, and I was just like, fuck ass Qais have got me going down to Bristol right now for this shit. So I got in my car, just jetted down there. Like, I got to the Chosen Few gym, the LA gym, right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out the conundrum of that, I'm really surprised that there's so much parking because apparently parking, mate, there's fucking
no one showed up.
No, and I was like, I walked to the front of it and I was like, hang on a second, this ain't right. So then I realized, okay, I've just completely pulled up to the wrong gym. So then I'm like, sick, I'm gonna be super late getting there. And I drive there, and then I get a text from Kev saying, "Oh, luckily you're in a later group." I was like, "What does he mean? No, I'm not. I'm in the 10 a.m. one, bro. Like, I'm gonna get there at 10:30." I pull up there. Bro's already doing his thing. It was like the late registration. My dumb ass swings open the door. I'm looking around. I'm like, shit. Okay, we got some time to kill. So I immediately go back to the Chosen Few kitchen, and let me just say, right, your boy's seen fucking Willy Wonka. The scene where they go into the chocolate factory for the first time. There's just
come with me and you'll be in a world of pure magic.
They had they had all the Trained by JP cream of rices, and every type of whey protein.
Yeah.
A bunch of different supplements, pre's, intras, a bunch of grenade bars and stuff. I open up the fridge, mate. It was like the heavens sank.
You do that sound effect, but it's like, oh, yeah. It shines out,
bro. It was legit. It was just filled with White Monster, different energy drinks. I was like, oh mate, let's get to work, bro. So fucking I just did some. I got back to some clients and shit whilst I waited for Qais, and then people started rocking up early. For the next group. And I was like, boys, fucking, mate, there's so much cool shit here. Just fucking help yourselves. And it was only later that I found out from Qais that we weren't supposed to touch anything. So, that was fun. But everybody had a great time, nonetheless. Yeah, then we got into some posing. Got the Zeeks out. I met Noah for the first time. First time.
Yeah, first time with both of you, to be fair.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, crazy.
Man, I can't believe that, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that your first time meeting Qais? Like in person?
It was, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I only realised that when I was there. I was like, wait, have I actually met Noah before in person? I'm
Yeah.
like, no, we haven't.
I was saying to Josh on the way back, like it felt like I'd known you guys
Yeah,
for a lot longer, like
definitely,
because we've just spouted shit on this podcast and on the calls, like it just felt like it's not the first time we've bumped into each other. But no, it was a sick weekend. In terms of my account for it, I'd flown down with Josh Campbell, who's on the last podcast. Me and him came down, flew from Glasgow to Bristol. We were in the second group with Cam, group 2 on top. So that was good. Now me, goals, obviously I'm going to be competing in a men's physique show. If that's going to be what I solely do, I'm still undecided, but I think I will do at least one show. Even if it's, say, for example, as I'm starting to get leaner, I will at least give it an attempt to see where I line up. And who knows, when I've lost this fucking keg around my stomach, I might look okay. But we'll see. But the posing was really good. I had never been taught how to pose men's physique or anything like that. In my last season as a competitor, I done teens bodybuilding, so I done posing stuff in there, and grew to really enjoy posing for bodybuilding, but never knew about men's physique. So it was really good being able to go through everything, gained a fuck ton of knowledge from it, to be fair. And already feel like in my photos, I'm like, right, okay, feet need to be a certain way. This is how I need to be angling, open up lats, X, Y, Z. Like so many little things you don't think about in men's physique. Like you need to think about whilst you're not worrying about switching your legs on or things like that. The midsection control, the ability to open up for your side shots, it is difficult, and you don't realize that until you're in the position. So it was really good to go through that. And then we went out for food afterwards. We went to, what was the place called again? It was like a sourdough pizza.
Franco Manca.
Yeah, unreal. Now they don't have
Very
enough
good
in Scotland, but beautiful pizza. And then we headed out to Roxy Lanes, was it called?
Roxy Lanes, yeah.
Yeah, headed out there. Unreal time, to be fair. We had bowling.
What score did you boys get in bowling?
Oh, I came second last.
The thing is, you were in the worst group as well. You were like in the bottom. You were like in the bottom set group. We were like the top set.
Oh no, yeah, we'll just say bottom set.
Yeah, I came second last in my group, and I got like 91.
91.
Yeah,
you'd have won our group. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Like Josh and Josh were like unreal.
Yeah.
Josh Campbell and Josh Croggan. Josh Campbell's like, this guy looks like a pro.
Going anywhere with that boy is...
it's so annoying. I know.
Mate, it was so embarrassing, like bowling next to them, because they were like getting strike after strike, and then like I was like,
yeah. Pulled the ramp up at one point.
I tried to do a 360 on this one. I got like 3 pins, and everyone was like clapping for the support.
we didn't get it.
Yeah. On the last one, I did like a moonwalk transition, and I nearly threw it. It nearly went into the other lane, the next lane. It was that bad. Like I literally it slipped in my hand, like went flying into the air, nearly landed in the other lane.
Yeah.
But Josh is super competitive. I've noticed, like with everything.
We went out to play bowling, and obviously had to win that.
Yeah.
But then he always loves to go to a punch machine. Like up in Scotland, we quite like to go to like the arcades and that. So there's always going to be a punch machine somewhere. So I remember I beat him by like maybe 3 points. This boy must have sunk like 6 pounds in. Like, I'm not going yet. We're not going. I need to get this. I need to get this. So then he gets it and beats me by like 2 or 3 or whatever it was. He just sat there smugly like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready now. Fuck.
Yeah.
There's not a non-competitive bone in that boy's body.
Crazy. But... Did you see him in the basketball?
Yeah.
Mate, that was ridiculous.
Well, he did it to start off with, and I don't think he quite beat the high score. I mean, he was like, nope, I'm doing it again. I'm not leaving till I do it again. Then he was just thinking like every single one. Like, you know, those like those Asian kids you see that like just are absolutely incredible at that basketball game who like don't do anything else other than that. He's one of them. Absolutely mental. He cleaned up that high score easily.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was raised in Roxy Lanes. Like that boy's got some serious screen time in that gaff.
Yeah, man.
But
and then we had that baseball as well.
That was good, to be fair. We had that for half an hour. So we're just sitting putting the max speed up for everyone. They're just getting the balls zip past them.
Well, we did that for Cam, didn't we? I think to start off with, we had it on like amateur, and then as soon as Cam went up, we turned up the difficulty.
Swinging the fuck doesn't know where it's going.
I got in there. I was like, I know the first ball shot out, and I was like, "No, there's no way." Like, you know, I didn't have my glasses on, so I couldn't see anything from like a far distance anyway. So I'm like working on like 0.1 second reaction time. I've got these lot fucking choking up, laughing at me behind me. I'm like, I'm tired. I'm hungry. You know, my shoulder hurts because I'm fucking swinging these with like full power. I basically pulled my lat from bowling as well. Don't ask, like, you know, I threw the ball a bit too hard, and like these balls were just fucking shooting at me, and then fucking Qais started cheating as well at that baseball as well.
When I was throwing the ball, you mean?
Yeah. I was just like,
oh nice, I'll take a home run.
Yeah, mate. Fucking, it was a laugh though. To be fair,
it was good fun.
Very, very competitive as well. But unlike Josh Campbell, I'm just like shit at everything that's like not bodybuilding. Like, yeah.
No, that was sick. Then the next day we went up to Train by JP gyms. All three of us. To be fair, I had upper, but I mainly just did push with you guys.
Yeah.
I done like a couple pull movements myself, but we pretty much had an AniGains push session, which is good. And then we all went our own ways, went our separate ways. And headed back up the road, but that was a weekend. It was sick.
The AniGains push session was very good, to be fair.
It was.
One thing I said to Noah, which he initially took as an insult, is that like I gave him a hug. I was chatting to him. I kind of looked him up and down. Like, Noah, you're a lot fucking bigger than I thought you were going to be, mate. Like, you know, and a lot fucking stronger as well. Like, you know, when we all got to training, like, bro's fucking teats can push. You know what I mean? Like, he's got a little rack on him.
Strength's all well and good, but it needs to reflect in physique at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like,
bro, you're not small at all. Like, you know, like,
not all. Like when you were in that lineup with the seminar, like you weren't being like massively outsized by anyone really. You looked respectable for sure. Like you look like you belong there in that lineup with the other men's physique boys for sure.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Well,
I'll
should
take
definitely
it.
do a men's physique show, I think. Like you,
100%. The thing is, when you're like this body fat in off season, it's not representative.
Yeah.
Like I look like a bag of milk at the minute when I pose, but I know when I
There's
get
a big difference between your bag of milk and my bag of milk, Ken.
No,
That's no fucking lie.
No. Like when you get lean and you see that the waist comes in and the lines come and the pop in your physique comes, it's completely different.
So much easier to pose as well. Like, for a front pose, you literally, if you're actually diced, you just kind of have to like stick out your lats like that, and it's like congratulations, you can hit it. Like, you know, if you can hold the poses and look somewhat reminiscent of a men's physique athlete peak off season, you will fucking rock that shit when you get lean. Like, it's not hot compared to like what you'd need to do for bodybuilding. Like, you know, you can really just have fun with it. That's why I actually enjoy men's physique, because it's definitely, I think it's just more fun out there too. Even like looking at your coach, like, you know, like Finn, like, you know, look at the difference between him at the after he won the FitX show to like WMBF. Like, even like his mood was just different. He didn't have to dig as hard for men's physique, and
it's probably like because I know Finn puts a lot of pressure on himself at these shows. And he gets into like a little bit of a shell. I've noticed when he's on stage, when he has like a lot of like pressure and expectation. And obviously, like at a men's physique show, I'm guessing he probably didn't have as much.
He went into that one. Was that the first one? The FitX, I think that might have been his first of the season.
Yeah.
And he went in with no real, like, if you look at his physique, like he looks pretty fucking good for a men's physique. And
he's conditioned.
Like, he was peeled by the end of his prep. Like, if you looked at his condition at the end, he's like, fucking hell. But yeah, he went in, didn't really have many expectations. Obviously, with him being so close to Reese, he's been in that kind of men's physique kind of area, I suppose. I can't remember how many people he's brought on stage for men's physique by that point. That was 2023, maybe a couple. But probably just the fact that he was in a better place hormonally at that point, because it was earlier on in the season. Because I know by the end of it, he was fucked, like he was trashed, and he'll be the first to tell you that. He definitely enjoyed the experience of men's physique. So I'm like, I'll get some experience at doing that as well. Why not?
For sure.
Definitely.
Like, you're not going to lose anything by trying.
No,
No,
100%.
100%.
And with
Yeah,
the setup in Asia, in Japan, I think it would actually work quite well with how it's regarded over there.
Yeah,
They can deal
even for
with it.
even for the sake of like business as well.
Yeah,
If you're competing in men's physique, then obviously the men's physique scene over there is huge, and potential clients see you
Yeah.
competing in men's physique. That's only a good thing for business.
exactly. That is also my mind, to be fair.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely,
but
man.
yeah,
Which
we'll see,
actually brings me on to something I wanted to bring up. So at the end of the posing session, we all went in. End of the training session. We went into the posing room at the Train by JP gym, and I just whacked on some very dramatic anime tunes, some stuff from Attack on Titan, and I got Qais to show me how to hit like a twisting Arnold pose, and that with the music kind of just had a little bit of cogs turning in my head, and I thought,
Oh.
you know what?
Classic.
What if, not to get too silly with it, but what if 2026 we may just do a classic show, or just
Man.
one showing?
Send it.
Yeah.
Send it.
What are
Yeah.
your legs like?
They're actually they're okay. So like they're good.
It's quite
But, like,
strong.
Yeah, exactly. Like I would say, like relative to my upper, they could be brought. They're in proportion, but you want almost like dominating legs if you want to do a classic. The whole sort of like 60-40% rule. At the minute, I would definitely say it's like 60-40 up top. Like especially like actually looking through my legs, it's like my vastus lateralis could be significantly better. And as well, I'm a little bit similar to you, Qais, where my hamstrings will be the last thing to come in. Like my fucking glutes come in before my hamstrings.
Really?
Yeah. Like, it's one of those where it's like, that is the last area I will shed fat. So I would have to get pretty, if anything, I would need to be like almost flat for it.
Yeah. Oh, you would. You lose like some of that upper body pop that you'd have for men's physique.
But, with that, with more muscle, which is obviously what we're doing this off season, it could be a look. It could be a look. All I'm going to say is never say never. But obviously the goal
Definitely,
is,
man.
men's physique pro next year. But if it aligns, we'll give it a go. Like
Nice.
I think it's just a cool thing to explore. Like I just said to Noah, you're not going to lose anything by trying.
Yeah.
So why not give it a go, man? Like, step outside the comfort zone. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Exciting. Yeah, I was considering it in 2022. Like, I feel like my legs are actually pretty decent, like my quads
They are.
especially.
Yeah,
I
they
was
are.
surprised when I saw you put them on your story at one point. I was like, fucking hell, for someone that hides them, they're actually really decent.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, really well proportioned.
better than most men's physique guys, I would say. And I feel like my front shots would be somewhat competitive on like the Natty Classic stages. But when it goes to like side and the back, my hamstrings, you can see my hamstrings and glutes, that's when it like kind of, you can see the weaknesses in my physique. And for me, whatever I compete in, I want to be like, okay, I'm in it to win. I don't want to be, oh, well, I'm just going to try and do my best. And nah, like at this point now, I want to do, like, I'm not going to say, oh, I'm guaranteed to win, because I never am. But I know, like, I am made for men's physique. My physique in terms of the lines, the muscle bellies, even my body fat distribution, it's very, very suited towards men's physique. And I feel like that's where ultimately my potential lies, and it's where I feel like I can go the furthest in the sport.
Yeah, for sure. I think Tom Stockton said something, actually, funny enough, at the seminar, which is something that I've almost been struggling to articulate for a little while. It's like, you can appreciate classic or open, but do you see your physique within that? Like, realistically, like, when I think a lot of people, like, when it comes to the idea of competing, they always just kind of go towards the classes that they prefer, which I'm not saying, don't compete in what you don't want to, but if your goal is to be truly competitive, where do you actually see your physique? Like, if you've got a pretty wide midsection, are you really going to, like, do as well in that, and you've got fucking huge legs, as, compared to another dude who's got an absolutely non-existent waist and huge cap delts? Like, when you both get peeled, it's not about, it's bodybuilding. The first rule is genetic To be honest, like
it's a brutal fact, but it's a fact.
That's true.
Like your genetics will determine your ceiling in the sport and in how far you can go. And that's just like the cold hard truth of it. Like the people at the top, they are the genetic elite who also work hard and have done it consistently. But you will not get there if you do not have the genetics.
Yeah, it's exactly that. You know, hard work can take your genetic and your genetic potential so far. But like at the end of the day, be real. If your goal is to be competitive, if you just want to go give it a go, just do whatever the fuck you want, bro. Like disregard all of this. Like, you know, you're free to compete in whatever you like. You know, like I know I'm not gonna be a fucking classic physique Mr. Olympia, but that's not the goal. To go and compete in classic, it's literally just to give it a go, just to understand and get some experience. But the goal, it really is to be competitive within the men's physique field, because that's where I see my physique. You know, that is. I'd say for the same thing for you, Kez. That's where our physiques would be. But yeah, man.
Definitely. Wicked. So just wrapping up the whole seminar side of things as a whole, like, yeah, from my perspective, it was just an amazing experience. Like, so grateful for everyone, including you two boys, for coming and making it as special as it was. And yeah, man, it's overwhelming, like, to see, like, I don't want to say like I'm some influencer, but just to see that you're having some kind of impact on the scene and people and their journeys, and that you're helping people and building a community. It's so cool. Like the first seminar I did, I had like 8 people, which I was really happy with. I was amazed. Like, and then now we're having like 20 plus people at this one, and the second one.
Yeah.
So that's cool, man. And it's something I want to continue to do going forward. So there will definitely be more in the year. This year, yeah, at least a couple more, I think. Probably in different locations, probably like one in Midlands, one further up north, I reckon. So it's just something I want to continue going forward. Who knows, potentially you boys will be putting on, well, I'm sure Noah will with Natural Physique and all that, but even Cam as well at some point in the future.
Even Cam.
Even Cam.
No,
I didn't mean it like that. Maybe we'll host one together. Maybe an AniGains seminar.
Oh, get us there, mate.
That room will stink.
Just full of attackers.
Yeah, mate.
No deodorant.
We need to do the same thing with the Chosen Few fridge, because it just had like sanitizer, hand wash. Yeah, like, you know, some basic conversation starters, you know, stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, on the weekend, we spoke briefly about how on this podcast we've spoken to each other like, oh, we want to try watching this, we want to try getting into that, and I think by now we've all kind of watched something that someone's recommended, whether that be a viewer or one of each of us. Does anyone want to lead or?
Well, I know that, speaking of posing, on the subject of that, Kez, you're a big JoJo's head now, aren't you?
I'm getting there. Honestly, I'm getting there. I'm into it. I'm definitely invested. I think I'm towards the end of season 1 now.
Okay.
So I'm on the bit where they're doing the Pillarmen stuff, in America. So no, mate. It's good. It's good. Like I thought because of what I've heard, it'd be too bizarre, if you know what I mean. I know it's in the name, but I thought it'd be just too out there and too crazy. But there is still somewhat of like a running theme and a running plot that goes along with all the crazy stuff which is happening. So yeah, man, I'm into it. I love the poses as well, like the random ones. They're giving like a monologue, like the random poses or whatever they're doing. Mate, reels are going to be coming, incorporating JoJo poses.
Oh,
really on it. Yeah, I'm gonna do some.
Oh mate,
I'm gonna do some like men's physique flows with like JoJo poses in the middle.
Oh mate, Joshua Mattia would be all over that.
Yeah,
I'm surprised he hasn't done it already. But yeah,
I'm surprised, to be fair.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I'm into it. I'm definitely gonna continue with JoJo's. So how about you boys?
Well,
no. Do you want me to go?
I do want you to go.
Right. So I have now finished Samurai Champloo, which I think Cam had said was like top 1 or 2 for him. It is fucking incredible. I think that the last maybe 4 episodes really ramped up. Like the whole way, the best thing is it's each episode's like its complete own. So it's not as if like you're following a journey the whole way through, but each episode is like a different thing that creeps up along the whole journey. I think we spoke about it briefly. It's about Fu wanting to find the samurai that smells of sunflowers, and she meets up with Mugen and Jin, and it's about their travels with Fu trying to find this samurai. And like I say, every episode's a different thing that goes on. It's not like, oh, last episode this happened, so this is a direct lead on. It's like a complete different thing, which I thought was quite nice. I mean, like you could pick it up and it's like a whole new story per 20 minutes. But then the last 4 or 5, it did sequence together, and the stakes ramp up, and it's so good. It's like quite early 2000s, I want to say. So the animation's very different, and I think watching that and watching the anime I finished before that, Beck, has made me really appreciate older art style rather than the newer stuff. So I've now gone back and I'm starting to watch animes from like the early 2000s-ish. And that art style I'm really enjoying at the moment. But Samurai Champloo is up there. It is definitely top 10. I don't. It could. I'm looking at my list after this because it might squidge top 5, but I really enjoyed it, and for only being like what 26 episodes.
Yeah, it's a real short anime in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. But, I should say, and I told Cam I was crying. Now there's few animes that get me, but this one had me like crying.
Right.
I used to be really bad. I remember crying at Charlotte's Web. I don't know if you guys have seen Charlotte's Web.
No, I haven't.
Oh mate. So I remember, but this is not me. Like this is maybe like 4 years ago. By the way, Cam, this is not that long ago. This was just before I started prep. It was basically Charlotte's Web's like about a spider who wants to become friends with a pig in a
I've heard of it. Yeah, I've heard of it. But I haven't seen it.
I remember I was sat there with my ex at the time, like, oh, I was with my ex, and it wasn't like I was by myself. I was weeping to fuck because I thought, oh, this spider just wants to be friends with a pig. I was fucking gone. But yeah, that one proper got to me. That Samurai Champloo, the ending.
Have you ever cried at an anime?
Yeah, I have, bro. Fucking, I got a little bit jerky towards like the end of Samurai Champloo. I cried in Naruto actually. I cried when
any particular scenes?
The one where this isn't a spoiler because it's the original Naruto. Spoiler alert: he doesn't die. But Choji, when Choji,
exactly the same Choji, yeah. His flashback where he and even Neji as well, because that was around the same time.
Yeah, the Choji one got me a little bit harder because it was like he's a fat boy who just wants to like make some mates. Oh, I'm like, yeah, mate, fucking me too, mate. Like, you know what I mean?
Another one was Jiraiya's.
Jiraiya's was definitely
that was a sad one.
That was a sad one, but it almost got me. But the sort of saving grace for it was that like Jiraiya was old by that point. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, spoilers by the way. Yeah, Jiraiya was like kind of like an older sort of man by that point, and it's like he had sacrificed himself for the greater good. You know what I mean? Whereas like Choji was just straight sad, man. Like that's why it got me. I've cried at other anime as well.
Have you seen Your Name?
I've not seen that one, but I saw one. So I've went.
Have you not seen Your Name?
No, I've got a list of the stuff that I've watched recently that I can remember like the titles of on my notes. And I can confidently say I've cried at One Piece. I've cried at I've got a thumbs up in my laptop there. I cried at Haikyuu, I'm pretty sure at one point.
Jesus Christ.
Mate, I'm telling you, I'm an emotional boy. A Silent Voice.
Yes.
I think that is valid.
That's a brilliant film. Brilliant film. That's really sad. That is a really sad movie, that.
I want to add that to my
that one
around like bullying. I think there's this like, is she deaf? She's deaf, isn't she?
She's deaf.
And she like gets severely bullied at school, and it's a story about like how one of her bullies like has like a redemption arc story and how he never gets his way through high school. It's really good. Really sad though.
How does she get bullied?
Because so basically they would be like
not like physically, like they throw stuff at her and just exclude her and stuff like that. Yeah.
Trust me, if you watch it, obviously, I'm not going to sit and say like what happened, but that one got me fucking weak. That one was rough. It's a movie.
It's hard to watch some scenes. I think.
Really,
it's good.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah,
Fuck, is there any others I've cried at? No, I don't think I cried at Baki. I think I'm okay. No, I think that's
Spin this up. Noah cried at Baki.
No, I cried watching My Hero. No, I'm all good with this. And yeah, I started watching, although the one I've started watching recently, Nana. That's really fucking cool. I think it's pretty similar to Beck. So
they are
actually,
similar.
leading on to that, Cam, I told you I finished Beck, and I know that you've started now.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I like Beck a lot. It's cool, man. So, if anybody that doesn't know, Beck, or the Mongolian Chop Squad, is about a confused little, kind of like teenage boy, and kind of like the journey and fruition to him sort of like discovering new music, which for myself is very relevant. You know what I mean? Because like that was legit me. So yeah, I'm like 3 episodes in at the minute.
Yeah.
So like, he's gone to like his first gig and whatever. He's kind of like he's like getting into. It's kind of like a story of like new music, a coming of age type story from what I can piece together so far. The animation is super cool. The music is super good as well. Like actually, like it's good. I find there's quite a few music anime that like try and do like slice of life, which do not either have relatable slices of life or the music is ass. Funnily enough, and we can feel free to clip this, in my opinion, one of the best music anime and slice of life shows is K-On! That's the only show I've actually seen that do that quite well. But this is sort of like to a different standard. This is like definitely a lot more relatable.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's sick. I really like. I'm actually like. I've got some cardio to do after this leg day, and you can best believe Beck is getting stuck on for that, bro. Like, yeah. Bro.
I'm buzzing.
To watch it.
I don't want to jump in, but I don't want to give any spoilers. But I think for me, that one might. Thing is, whenever you start, you're probably going to be like this. Whenever Kyosuke speaks in English, whenever it begins, you're like, "What the fuck is this?" Because it's like really. Yo, bro, and like it's Japanese voice actors trying to speak English, but they probably don't speak English. Yeah,
is it like in Squid Game, like Thanos speaking English?
Yeah. So it's similar to that. But whenever you can kind of get used to that in the first couple of episodes, it's really good. And I think for me, like I'm really starting to. I've always loved my music, and I like pretty different stuff to a lot of people. Like. I'm not one of those guys who I listen to everything, but if you look at my liked music, it is a fucking bomb scare with the amount of stuff that goes on, and I'm finding myself enjoying more of this kind of stuff. So the same with Nana. Like Nana's about like a punk group, and the music in that I'm really enjoying. And Beck, I'd heard it was good, so I've enjoyed that, the music of it, and then fuck everything towards the back end, it's mint. So I think for me that actually, even though it's not the most modern and probably the best anime, I think for my enjoyment it was top 5.
It doesn't have to be like. I hate the kind of stigma that like only good anime can be recent anime. Like that's fucking horseshit, bro. Like go back through the archives, you can see that like a lot of these older shows that are made with like actual passion behind them are so much better than just like high quality animation pump and dumps that just come out.
Oh, I mean there are so many shows like that these hype shows now, which their hype is solely based on the fight scenes and the animation in those fight scenes. You know what I'm talking about already.
Leveling newest episodes.
Yes. So Solo Leveling. So shout out to Mikey, by the way.
Yeah.
Mate, he's got a really good physique, by the way. Really good physique. So shout out Mikey.
When he traded, like by the time we were leaving, like, bro was like vascular as fuck.
Very good. He's got good muscle bellies as well. But yeah, it's crazy. Like he messaged me when I was at Falcon Fitness down in Frome. He said that's my home gym. and then a couple of days later, I see him at Chin by JP. Small world. But yeah, so that sparks the debate of solo leveling again. And this, for me, is the tip of the iceberg with the modern shows, which are relying on animation. If this was 20 years ago, solo leveling wouldn't be a thing until, well, the way they're doing it now, it'd be nowhere near as popular because they haven't got the crazy fight scenes and the animation to like lean on as a crutch for the lack of storytelling and lack of a good story in that show. And this is why a lot of those earlier shows, they had to have a good story and a good plot and good, well-written characters to actually make it a good show.
Speaking of which,
sorry, on you go.
I was going to say, Qais put me onto this older show called Monster, which is exactly that, man. Like I'd heard like a couple of things about it, but Monster, I was saying to Qais, I was like, it doesn't feel like an anime because it doesn't rely on a single anime trope. It is just the only thing that is anime is the art style, and it is just a solid story, and it is just like solid progression, and there's like really minor nuance throughout. And I think to myself, like, if this had a reanimation, like, it would easily trump anything else out at the minute, and it'd be show of the season because
it's in my top 5 anime of all time.
Really?
Top 5, yeah. I'd put it probably about 5th for me. Yeah, I think it's that good. Like, I like those, let's just say, slower burn shows where it takes time to build the plot, the story, the characters, and just the intrigue behind it, and it takes itself a little bit more seriously. And it's not like any other anime I've ever seen. Like, that's what makes it good for me. It's completely unique. So I love it. Maybe some aspects, like, you know, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, how it's like set in the kind of realish world and it builds like cities and everything like that, and there's some kind of politics involved. So maybe somewhat similar to that, but there aren't like any special powers or anything like that in it. So it's a bit more grounded, which I enjoy. It's a bit of a break from like standard shonen shows which you would typically watch.
Yeah. I mean, when a show is more grounded, you know, there's oftentimes the stakes are a lot higher because it's a lot more relatable, you know.
Yes.
Like, when you start like over power scaling and it's just like, you know, to like an incomprehensible level, like this is sort of my problem with Dragon Ball. It's like every character can destroy the universe. It's like every character has been able to do that for the past 20 years. You know what I mean? The reason why Monster is so crazy because it's like it just capitalizes on how malicious one person on this planet could be. That's a lot more relatable. That's something to be a lot more, actually afraid of. So like it's sometimes, more does not mean better. Sometimes less is more, a lot more.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Right. I was gonna say about the solo leveling. So I said at the Train by JP, I really enjoyed that episode, but I can enjoy the animation, but I'm not like, I don't go, oh my god, it's Saturday, oh, I need to watch solo leveling. I'm like, oh, it's cool, I'll watch the new episode. It's the same, like, whenever it came up, I really like some of when it changes like to the manga and the sketches on an impact frame. Like, I remember when it was in One Piece and Hachi just been shot and Luffy's coming up and he punches a celestial dragon, and you can just see it change to the sketching. And I remember seeing that for the first time, like losing my fucking chops.
The thing,
and I like that kind of thing
with One Piece is also a well-written story with well-developed characters, which then that adds to it. But 100%. For me, you can't just have that. Like, that does not put up like a plaster on it.
Yeah, that punch in One Piece had so much like built up behind it. The redemption arc of Hachi, from fucking, what do you call it, Arlong Park. You'll have met Hachi by now, Qais. The guy with the octopus.
Yep.
That was one of his underlings. Like,
I thought it was like a B-Tech character, like not that serious.
Oh no, he comes back and in a fucking anyway, he the built up about him and Nami, and then everything, just the whole celestial dragon on such a pedestal, and the auction, everything, the stakes were so high. But whenever you watch solo leveling, I think in the last 3 episodes, he's went from going from level 25 and fuck, that was a hard graph, to I've just killed the demon king of all time. Everyone's saved. oh, I can go cure my mum now. Like, he's cleared out everything, and it's at the point where in 3 episodes he's scaled up so fast. At no point am I like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
Like, I've got no real like, what's the word? Like, me and Jinwoo don't see eye to eye. Like, I'm not.
It's not relatable. You don't become
Yeah.
attached to characters because you don't see them struggle. Like, part of having a good protagonist is seeing them struggle. This, like, for example, people like Naruto, like, you saw them come from nothing to where they are.
It's
this
like he's
is
pretty much had a time skip every episode. If you watch, like, Luffy had like the 2 years after Marineford, where he got a lot fucking stronger. But then you saw him obviously have the stakes so high and then lose. But then in this, it's like the power jump from Luffy with the 2 years came up to here. But every episode, he's just going.
That's
It's just-
because, like, solo leveling isn't made for that sense of, like,
Yeah, I suppose so, but
made
it
for
makes it
escapism.
harder to cling on to the characters, you know?
Yeah, for me, part of having a well-written story is having some kind of stakes and an element of, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. I feel like solo leveling, I know exactly what's going to happen every episode.
Yeah, he's gonna win, like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
because it's for escapism. It's you know, you had a shitty ass day at school. You have to take this incredibly bland character that you can just sort of like self project onto. You know, like, you don't have to. If you could relate to him, then, like, you know,
Yeah.
shit, you know, he'd probably, you know, he wouldn't win every fight, you know, and then that kind of ruins your self-insert escapism power trip fantasy, you know. I mean, that's why, I mean, I get who the show's for, and I don't think it's a bad show. It's just really not for me, because, like, I'm not trying to watch an anime for necessarily that way of escapism, you know. I'm looking to actually, like, get invested into, like, a cool plot, you know, like, for me personally, you know.
Definitely.
I will say though, on that topic, something that's similar to it, not similar to it, but in the sense of, like, I'm enjoying Sakamoto days. Like,
I am.
Yeah.
I think it's got a similar kind of thing
I think
where
it's
you know that Sakamoto's going to win, but it's done in such a humorous way. It's a lot more enjoyable to watch.
But you also the characters feel human as well. You actually attach to all the characters, like, and they do a good way of doing that. And I think because it's sort of somewhat like a hybrid comedy as well, it's kind of expected to have some kind of, like, humor to it, and that's part of it. But no, it's cool. I love it so far. I think it's obviously it's not one that's gonna this is gonna be my top 10 anime of all time. It's not that level, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. Yeah,
man. It's a great watch. Great show.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, man.
Definitely.
Right.
So I think we'll go on to the next topic now, which is going to be, so this weekend,
Bodybuilding.
actual bodybuilding. Yeah. So we're not just weebs, by the way. So there is the Arnold Classic, Ohio this weekend. So what we're going to do, we're going to have our first ever AniGains bodybuilding predictions. So what I have done is I have set up a spreadsheet on Google Sheets. Let me know you can see it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So what I've done is I've set up, for each of the 3 divisions, I've set up a 1 to 5 for each of us. And what I've done here as well is I've got the lineups. So we'll start off with open then. So I don't know what you boys thinking. What's it, sorry?
Samson Dowder in first for everyone.
I'm going to do that as well. So I think, obviously, he just won the Olympia.
Is there a what's that on Instagram so I can just whip it up on my laptop as well?
So it's on Arnold Sports page, and it's their pinned post.
Sick.
So so Samson obviously won the Olympia, and he looks even better now. Like, if you look to his, like, recent updates, like, he genuinely looks like he's improved since then. So honestly, I can't see him losing, to be honest. Then we come to.
Oh, sorry, go.
No, go for it.
I was just going to say, because I know that Samson, on Instagram, he got bashed for obviously leaving his previous coach and then getting coached by Mel, but, like, it was his wife, by the way. Working fucking really well for him, and it kind of brought me onto this topic of, like, if you have something that works, do not fucking change it. Like, this whole stigma behind like, oh, you need to get in front of this IFBB coach or whatever. Like, no, fuck that. Like, I've worked with coaches that are IFBB pros or whatever, and they're nowhere near as good as the service I have with Reese. And that's not inherently because Reese is a better coach. It's because I get along. Reese is a better coach.
Exactly.
Like I get along significantly better with him. And it's like, do I see myself leaving? No. Because it works,
exactly, and it's so important to have a good relationship as a coach and client and have personalities that will mesh well. Like for example, me with AJ, I've been with him for 6-7 years, and I have no reason to leave because I've made amazing progress with him, and like we get on really well. So exactly the same with me as well. Sweet. Okay, so second. So I think it's between Derek Lunsford and Andrew Jacked. So Chinedu Andrew Obieka. So I think if Derek comes on, because he was a bit off, I feel at the Olympia, I think he will get second. Just because he's a bit more complete, I think. I think Andrew's like a bit weak through the glutes and hamstrings, especially like in his side shots. Like his hamstring just doesn't hang the way other guys do, and he doesn't have the same condition. But if he comes on like from the front, I think he beats everyone. Like he's like front lat spread and front double, and even the ab and thigh as well. They're just nuts.
Bicep is the best I've ever seen.
Yeah, his back shots are pretty fucking.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put, just for being safe, I'm gonna put Derek second.
Yeah, I think that's a safe bet. He won the Olympia for 2020.
The year before, yeah. So what are you boys doing?
I would also say Derek, to be honest. I want to make sure we don't all have the same.
Yeah, exactly the same. Are you saying Derek as well?
Me?
Noah.
Yeah, but I don't know about Andrew. Like I'm not big on pro bodybuilding. Like this is I'm not that it doesn't interest me all that much. Like I like the Olympia, I think, there's some fucking freaks coming out. But it's not something I pay much attention to. So these names, like if I look on that, I know Sean Clarida, I know Brandon Curry, I know Holland's Head, I know Dowda Lunsford, Andrew Jacked. I don't even know Williams. Like, I'm not aware of these people. So having them lined up, I'm not too sure. I don't know how Sean would look going from 212 to open.
I think he's going to be too small. Like these guys are like genuinely like 50 to 60 pounds bigger than him.
Nah, it doesn't matter, man. Look, I will put. I do have in third place. I would place Andrew Jacked, similar to you. But then I said fourth. I'd have Sean Clarida. Sean Clarida. In terms of like, proportion, in terms of balance, symmetry. Whatever, it doesn't. You don't need to be fucking.
In open bodybuilding, it does matter though. Size does matter. Samson is the biggest guy. He's over 300 pounds on stage. Open bodybuilding, like size, is very, very important. When you're like small, and even with his small size, he actually has narrow clavicles as well, so it makes him look even smaller. And next to someone like Samson, like Andrew. Brandon Curry, for example, they're gonna just outsize him like massively. Even Akeem Williams as well. They're all absolutely huge. I do think it matters.
It matters to an extent, but I'm telling you now, like
interesting.
If you're looking at like shape, right? Because shape is.
Yeah.
I don't think his shape is that good. I don't think he has a good reshaper.
Just for the sake of being different, I'll go Sean and then Andrew.
Okay.
Just for the sake of being different.
Right.
So how do you think Sean's beating Andrew? Because Andrew's fucking. I know what I'm saying about shape, right?
Yeah. Well, mate, I do not watch bodybuilding, mate. If it's like this, you can give me a lineup at a UK DFBA show, and I'll be a lot more interested, mate.
Yeah. Yeah. To be fair.
Yeah. Wicked. Cool. Right then. So fourth, I'm gonna put Brandon Curry. Obviously a previous Mr. Olympia, like from previous, like last updates, he looks very, very good. It looks very much more conditioned than he was at the Olympia. He's like his upper body like is top 3 in the world. It's just his legs are a little bit smaller, but crazy shape, crazy muscle bellies. So yeah, I have Brandon Curry in 4th. And then, who do we have in 5th then?
I'm basing this off purely because, like, sort of like who I want to win and who I've seen drafting. Hollingshed.
Okay.
Yeah,
my boy.
Bro, he is putting in a fucking shift. Like, he's not missing a beat with anything. He does look crazy fucking dense at the minute. Like, bro, he's jacked. Like, seriously.
The problem with him is I've seen this before, where on his like Instagram photos he looks wicked, and then when he goes on stage, it just doesn't translate. And his problem is he hasn't got great shape, so he's got a wide waist, he's got narrow shoulders, and also his abs. So when he's on stage for some reason, he just loses all his detail. So it looks like he doesn't have any detail to his abs whatsoever, and he just doesn't look as conditioned. And it kind of like looks like his physique melts. Whereas like these crazy bubbly guys like Brandon Curry, Bonac, Samson, they just have crazy like pop to their physique, whereas he doesn't quite have that.
Yeah, that's to do with peaking, right? Like, and the thing is with Hollingshed, I do agree. You know, I definitely think he could handle his peak a little bit better. But if he does, you know, like, you know, you can be bubbly, you can be round, but if you've got that crazy condition and that crazy grain on top of that muscle as well, with a just nailed peak, I really do think like that will stand out significantly, because like you do have like insane bubbly guys on the stage, but if you bring something different to that as well, you'll stand out. And I think for that reason, it would be silly to overlook what he can potentially bring. I've gone for quite a varied lineup here, because I'm assuming we're point scoring here, so I'm almost kind of like picking the best of everything here.
Wicked.
For that reason, Hollingshed 5th.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Bonac in 5th. Sorry, Bonac finished.
I love it.
He finished 7th at the last Olympia, and he looks better now than he did at before the Olympia. So for that reason, yeah, Bonac in 5th. How about you, Noah?
I will fucking yeah, I'll go Bonac as well. Completely agree with you, Qais. Is this am I right in saying, is this the one that Jack Eagles, obviously not this class, but is he doing this show?
No, he's doing Detroit.
Detroit Pro.
He's doing Detroit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's a few weeks there. No, it's in a few months. Yeah, 5 weeks, 5 weeks or something. So still a while. Cool.
Jack Eagles, by the way, I genuinely will be surprised if he does not place top 3 in that lineup.
I haven't.
Yeah, I think he could get top 3 for sure. I think he looks incredible. So good, man.
In that show, I would say if Wesley Business wasn't there, he could really like push.
I think Michael DeBull will beat him still. I think.
We'll see.
I think he's just got too much size at the minute. So speaking of Michael DeBull, we have the classic lineup. So right then, so with this one, few big hitters. For me, obviously, I think the top 2 would be Mike and Wesley for this one.
Yeah.
I have Mike winning. I have Mike Summerfeld winning. I think obviously he finished 2nd at the Olympia. I like that package that he brought. I thought he beat Bumstead in some shots. At that Olympia. Like, he's crazy. Like, so muscular, but he has crazy shape. Like, in terms of how small his waist is and how wide his lats flare and his legs. Just absolutely mental. So I'm going to put Mike first. And then I'm going to put Wesley 2nd for me.
Yeah, how about you, boys?
I'm going to disagree. I'm going to put Wesley first, and I'll put Mike second.
Interesting. Yeah. What are your thoughts? What are your reasons for that?
And this is my opinion. So before anybody fucking kicks off, I love the way that Mike looks, but I would say objectively, Wesley is what classic physique should be.
Okay.
He's cool. And everybody, the first thing they bring, hamstrings. Wesley fucking knows that, bro. And it's like, in that lineup, he's one of the largest. He's one of the most well-balanced as well. If he can bring up those hamstrings, which I think he will, like looking at like recent updates from him, he looks next. I would say Wesley's got that, man. He knows that Mike's going to be turning up for that. He's not going to fuck around, you know. I would say
the only other thing I'd say, he hasn't got a small waist as well. So he's got very wide shoulders, which kind of makes his shape look good. But his waist, when he's stood next to other people, like when he was stood next to Chris, his waist is actually quite big, which for me isn't. Yeah, I prefer someone with like a better V taper or X frame, and I think Mike has that.
I would say you could mitigate that waist through some posing adjustments.
The thing is, he looks more like the classic physiques, like Arnold, for example. He is the most similar physique to Arnold, because Arnold didn't have a small waist. He had a wide waist. He had small legs as well, like Wesley does. Well, not small, but smaller in comparison to his upper body. So he is the most reminiscent of like the classic era. But for me, in terms of a more complete shape, I have Mike winning for me. But it should be interesting to see.
Yeah,
cool. Okay, so third,
the Bowell.
Yeah. I don't love his physique, honestly speaking. I thought Niall Darwin should have beat him at the Olympia last year.
100% agree. Yeah.
His level of condition is just next level. I think he's like arguably the most conditioned physique in the IFBB. I don't know if you saw, like, they had a shot of him like hitting a back double or like a back transition. Like a full-on like moon shot, so you're completely showing his glutes, and his level of like detail in them glutes was just ridiculous, absolutely crazy. So it's kind of hard to overlook that, I think. But so I'm going to put double.
Will he come in that peeled for this show?
He always does. He's never misses with his condition. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I think it just depends on like if he's doing later shows as well. Like, you know, he'll be doing the Detroit, you know, and it's like, is he going to bring that insane level of condition to this show and then Detroit? Like, realistically, is that going to be? I would still put him in third because, like you say, he's not missed on condition so far. I just think it would just be interesting to see.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. How about you, Noah?
I think the Bull as well, but again, like, I'm not 100% clued up about what goes a little bit further from that. One that's probably a bit maybe not controversial, but someone that is in the classic scene that this physique for some reason just doesn't stick with me is Matt Grego's.
Yes.
There's something about it.
He's not classic for me.
It doesn't
No,
seem.
he hasn't got. He's got like a small. He's like a smaller bodybuilder for me.
Did he not place one above Niall in the Olympia?
Yeah, he came 10th. He came 10th in the Olympia.
Niall was 11th.
No, should beat him, man. I
confused me, but
I think it's a size.
I'm missing.
I think it's a size thing. I think he's very big, and that's probably. I thought Niall was a bit overlooked, to be honest, at the Olympia.
Massively, that's normal for like a lot of Corey Maurice. Like he did, I think he did like 2 or 3 Olympias back to back where he got like 15th place.
Yeah,
like, this guy is insanely good. And then, you know, like he does the fucking. I think he did the Texas Pro or something. He competed against Ryan Terry and he beat him basically.
It was. I can't remember which one. It was like an earlier one, New York, or it was New York, I think, or something like that. But yeah, I think
it takes time to get noticed. I think.
I think he's going to finish top 6 this year.
Yeah,
in the Olympia.
Really, genuinely, I would say this isn't even me like doing tricks on it, but I would legit say like he's got my favorite physique, probably in the world.
So good, man. Yeah, so good. Cool. Okay, so are you going to put Mike a double?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Okay. So fourth. So the next, I'm between 3. So I'm between Logan Franklin, Matt Grego. Yeah, it's between them two. I think for the next one.
Because
I agree. I love his posing's really good as well.
Especially when you're a big lineup like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna put Logan, and then Grego. Are you gonna do the same?
I'll do the same, yeah.
Yeah.
Like legit, it just comes down to that. It's like objectively, who's a little bit more classic? What do you have? I'm so biased to Korea, but I love Bang. Like,
he just doesn't play. His back isn't as good. I think his back lets him down.
If you brought up his back, it's similar to like most like Asian feedback. To be honest, like if you bring up your back, like you fucking dog everyone. Like, you know.
Yeah. I think Logan needs to improve though. I think he didn't do as well at this. Actually, I'm going to go against what I want and what I think is going to happen. So I think Gregor is going to beat Logan.
4th.
Yeah, I think Logan actually came like 13th, 14th or something at this last Olympia. So I think he needs to significantly improve from that to beat Gregor, because I feel like at the minute he has a physique that the judges prefer, whether that's right or wrong. So yeah, I think I'm going to go for that rather than what I want to happen. I think another physique I like is Gabriel Zancanelli. He's a Brazilian guy. It actually looks like a bit like Sebum, but just a bit smaller. So he could get top 5, I think. But other than that, I can't see anyone else cracking that top 5. Cool.
Yeah,
You know?
I'll go Logan and then Gregor. Like I say, I feel like I must be missing something in his physique, which is why he's getting like higher placings than he, in my opinion, he should do.
Yeah.
But I feel like he would make that top 5. Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. Cool. Now for the real division, the real predictions now. Men's physique. None of that bodybuilding nonsense.
Oh, that's gay stuff. Yeah. This is the cool stuff.
We have physique. So, immediately, right? I mean, for me, there are 3 guys who can win this, and it's the 3 guys at the front here. So you got Ali Bilal, Diogo Montenegro, and Erin Banks. And for me, those are quite an obvious top 3 for me. For me, what's that?
I don't think so at all. I don't think that's in terms. Okay, no, sorry, I misunderstood. I thought, like you said, in that chronological order.
No, in no order. Yeah. In no order. Yeah. For me, I'm torn between Ali and Erin. If you asked me a few months ago, I would have said Ali definitely. But if you've seen some of Banks's like recent shots, he looks very good. He looks like he's bringing his best back in terms of his condition and the pop to his physique, which he kind of lost. And he kind of had like a bit of a distended midsection, I feel, in his last few shows, which kind of threw off his physique. But it's just like complete apples and oranges. Ali has like crazy separation and detail and pop, whereas Erin has like the more streamlined physique and a much better back, I would say.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to call, man. What are you both thinking?
I think Erin is more complete overall. I think what Ali Bilal brings realistically is really good condition and a really good midsection, which is great for men's physique. But objectively looking at Banks, he's significantly bigger. That streamlined physique offers a much wider, set of clavicles, a bigger back, an insane midsection as well. Like, I would genuinely say Erin Banks is, like him or not, he is the epitome of what men's physique is and should be. It's not about, being fucking crazy peeled. It's about being as complete as possible. And I think him and Cut, they fucking nail that quite well. And if he just comes in like pretty on, it's just
I think he needs to be on. If he's a little bit off at all, Ali will win because his condition will be so much better.
But again, it's not a condition.
I mean, the thing is now midsections are being judged a lot in terms of the detail of the abs. Like we saw it with the Olympia, the top 2 was Ali and Ryan Terry. Like they don't have the best shapes. None of them have the best shapes, but they have that crazy detail. Obviously, Ryan was more complete than Ali because he had a better back. So I think Erin needs to be on, and I think he can win if he's on.
I think where it's like, because Erin's shown slightly like he's shown like that conditioned physique before. The judges are going to remember that. And it's like, if you don't bring that again, you're going to look like a worse version of yourself. Like, so that you're pulled down for that. But objectively looking at all of them in the lineup, I don't think anyone's beaten Ebanks. Like, just straight up. Like, I don't see. I see Ebanks coming in, and I don't see anybody touching him, man. So I think
it's going to be close. I think it's going to be very close between Banks and Ali, but I still, But by the way he's looking, I'm going to have Banks,
it's the same thing.
And then Ali. But if Banks is a little bit off, Ali will win, like because his detail will shine through that much. And if Erin Banks is a little bit off, he will look like completely soft, like he did at the Olympia.
Yeah, I just don't want to get it twisted to think that Banks needs to beat Ali on condition to be able to beat him, because he doesn't.
No. He just needs to bring his best. Like that's the main thing. He needs to be on for his like standards.
Yeah.
If he's off like he was at Olympia, he won't win. I think that's the main thing. What about you, Noah?
So I only know the front 3. Like I only know those 3 competitors. But I have not seen the recent updates from Banks, but one of
I think I'll
the
bring it up.
physique that made me seriously like be a lot more, oh, men's physiques fucking look really sick, is Bilal. The first time I'd heard of him was the Olympia. Like, I'd never thought about men's physique ever, really. I hadn't paid much attention to it. And then seeing him next to Terry was like, holy shit, yeah.
Look at that back. That's like, I'd say top 3 backs in men's physique, I would say.
Yeah, that is
Who
fucking
beats
nuts.
him from the rear?
Vinicius. I don't know if you know Vinicius, that Brazilian guy.
Plays
I'd
for
say
Real
he
Madrid,
arguably
yeah.
beats him. Yeah,
He's
not
good.
Vinicius Junior. Vinicius Mateus. And also there's this like Chinese guy who finished like 8th at the Olympia. Vinicius. This guy.
I was gonna say, I was like,
Jeez.
this guy doesn't
Look
look
at that.
very Chinese.
No, this is a Brazilian guy, Vinicius.
This is the Brazilian.
Yeah.
No, to be fair,
Look-
Banks' waist is tighter, which I think counts for
I
a
don't.
lot.
From the front it is. From the back, that's just look at the detail and the pop to that
No,
physique.
look at that one next to it. His waist looks bigger than Banks, bro.
Yeah.
No,
I think I'll go Bilal and then Banks, and
Okay.
then just because I
Diogo.
don't know anyone else, and you said the front 3 kind of picked themselves, I'll go
Yeah.
Montenegro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
man.
sick, man.
Yeah, man. That's it.
That's sick.
Yeah, man.
So cool. So you're gonna go Ali, then Banks, then Diogo. Yeah, I'm gonna go Diogo 3 as well.
Yeah, Diogo looks fucking insane. He
I
posted
think
like a nail shot.
pure shape wise, I think he has the best shape in men's physique. The problem with Diogo is his abs. He doesn't have a lot of like detail to his abs. Like you see there, he kind of has like a 4-pack. But he's like V-taper. Look at that V-taper. It's just crazy, man. He's posing completely front on, which most people can't do. But look how small his waist is, like posing front on.
His legs are sick as well. Like,
Yeah.
Go down. Down.
There.
No, down.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, that one there. I remember
Crazy.
when he threw that up, and I was like, "What the fuck is that, bro?"
Yeah.
Genuinely, insane structure. Just like
Sick, man. Look at that.
Yeah, bro.
Mental.
He's like what I think he looks like what every men's physique guy should train like.
I mean, if he had like perfect abs, he'd be winning the Olympia. I think he's that good.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with you, to be honest. If he brought that, that crazy condition, he didn't have the same bubbliness as Banks, not get away with it.
Just look at that shape. It's just the perfect proportions and shape, man. So Diogo 3.
Yeah, if he takes
that,
because I feel like he's the perfect blend of but like one scaled back of what Ali, Bilal, and Banks beat him on. So like he really, if he brought just like that midsection and then that condition, I reckon he could beat both of them. But is
cool.
what it is.
Okay, 4. So I've got Vitor Chavez, so he's going to be quite comfortably in 4 for me. He's been getting better every single year, and I think he came 7th at the last Olympia. Wicked physique. From the front especially, he looks wicked. So let's go Vitor. Should have done this before. Let's have a look. He's got a stage shot. So yeah, that's Vitor. So like that was his last stage appearance. So yeah, he's been consistently getting like better placings every single year. So I think he's gonna like quite comfortably get 4th, in my opinion. What about you? What do you boys have in 4th?
I think he's losing to Poirier.
Sidi. Yeah. I was gonna have him in 5th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's I don't know. I've been looking at I've been following bro for a little while and like just seeing like what he kind of bringing. Like the difference between him and Vitor is that his lines I think are a little cleaner. Especially like through like the midsection, which really does count for a lot. It's not necessarily bigger, it's not necessarily more conditioned, but I think he's just more men's physique in my opinion.
Okay.
Really, really well balanced, really great physique. And if he brings it, shit, he could even
he's got
Diogo for that 3rd.
I mean, he's got a wicked back, crazy back, good crazy width to his physique. I think his posing sometimes lets him down. Like you see there, that's not great posing there.
So do you think
that's a good shot?
Do you think Vitor beats him on posing then?
Yeah, more consistent poser. Like City looks awkward sometimes when he poses.
And you think that's what will be why he loses? Is what I'm saying.
Could be. Yeah. Definitely could be. I also think sometimes the judges might think he's like a bit too big, like for men's physique, in terms of like being massive. So maybe that might hold him back a little bit. But I don't think he's ever beating Vitor. Vitor always like places like top 2 or 3 in every single show he does, other than the Olympia, where he's like consistently like top 10 athlete now. So that's the reason. Just historically, like Vitor has always beaten him. So that's the main reason I've got. So what about you, Noah?
Yeah, let's just go with the Chavez and then Poirier.
Yeah.
Why not?
So I've got that as well. Sweet. See, yeah.
So okay, how are we doing this then? Like in terms of like points scoring?
What I'm gonna do is for every placing, I'm gonna assign a number to say how many placings you were off. So say Samson finishes, let's just say something crazy like 4th, you're gonna get 3 points here.
3 points. Whoever
has the less points is gonna win.
Wins. Got you.
Yeah.
So okay. Is there a prize for winning and is there a forfeit for losing?
Oh, okay, that is the question.
Fuck, you could have told me that before putting this on the quiz. Cheers.
Right, I'm gonna stop sharing now, but yeah. So let's talk about that then.
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should because I prize for winning. I'm pretty confident in my picks, to be honest.
I'm very confident in mine.
I can't say I am. Cheers, boys.
Imagine if Noah wins.
No, your picks aren't bad. To be fair, you just kind of
honestly, they're not bad. They're not bad at all.
I just went off vibes, boys. I went off vibes.
Yeah, I think you kind of like went in between whatever me and Kaz were saying. So
yeah,
you
probably will win.
Yeah. So, okay, forfeit. What would be a good forfeit?
We can let the viewers decide if we can't think of something.
I was gonna say, make sure
we don't want to go do too crazy though, like tattoos or anything like that. I can't. I'm not allowed to have tattoos.
I was just about to say that. I was like,
no, I'm not allowed.
The
very Harambro
piece.
Oh, wait, no. What was that? What did you say? No,
just a big AniGains back piece. The logo all across it.
Oh, mate. No, I think. Mate. Oh, okay. So if either Noah, would you get an AniGains tattoo if you lose?
I can't agree to that right now.
That's crazy.
You have to give me a couple drinks and I maybe would have said yeah. But would you?
Maybe. maybe.
He definitely would. You don't even need to lose the bet. He'll do it anyway.
Yeah.
Just saying, I will not agree to the tattoo.
Well, okay, well, you need to do something of like kind of equal.
Yeah, that's fine, but just it can't be a tattoo.
You have to do the next posing seminar naked, Qais. How about that then?
What's that?
If the next posing seminar has to be, you have to be naked. If you can't get a tattoo, mate, it's
you do that for free anyway, bro.
Seminar.
Yeah. I've got a good one. I want a huge AniGains decal on the front of your Mercedes.
No.
Come on, bro. Like that's. If I'm getting fucking tatted, I want that shit on the front of your bonnet.
We'll all do the same thing.
You're getting an AniGains Reggie plate. AniGains Reggie plate.
Mate, that would be so expensive, bro. That would be like
3 or 4 grand.
Yeah. Oh, bro. Okay, I'll also do the AniGains logo on the car. If I lose, I'll get an AniGains thing like going across the side of my car. Like,
can we make it small?
No.
No.
Should we specify the size? Should we specify the size?
I think on the front, like on the hood of the car.
Like no, could be the back.
The hood of the car.
No, because you're gonna want like one of those fucking like little dink ones that are like that big. No, mate. No, that's a bumper sticker. Get a
that's exactly what I was speaking about,
mate. That's not big enough. Or get one for your window screen, like a rear window. Rear window wouldn't be as bad as on the front bonnet. Like, as long
there needs to be some stakes though,
mate. Yeah, I would say a big ass AniGains logo on the car. No, you'd have to get it tattooed.
I've got a car.
Do you? I just assume you didn't.
Yeah, fuck
should we?
I can't drive.
How
can't
about
dry.
I've got a good one for Cam. I've got a good one for Cam.
Why?
Shave your head.
Fuck off! Am I shaving my head?
Your head.
Yeah,
Mate,
fucking-
So what? So if you lose, you get a bumper sticker, and if I lose, I have to shave my head.
I'll shave my head as well.
Fuck off, man.
I'll shave my...
Dye your hair. Dye your hair.
Absolutely no.
What colour?
You were what? I swear you were talking about doing it anyway.
Oh, Cam.
Yeah, I
Let's
will.
push you to do it because.
Okay, I'll dye a part of my hair.
All right, fair. I'll. Oh fuck! Do I say that as well?
Yeah. Okay. Well, dye the hair.
We have to say specifically what colour and how much.
No, because mate, nothing goes with fucking ginger.
Should we say blonde?
No, I couldn't do blonde. Cam could probably. I'd look like a cretin.
Yeah,
No,
let's
I think you could pull off a blonde now.
No, I'd look like I was made in a petri dish. I couldn't do I couldn't do blonde hair.
Jet black.
Yeah, jet black. That'd be a good one for you.
Well, all over. So Cam has to do a part of it, and I've got to do the whole thing.
No. Should we? What we saying? All over or part?
I couldn't do my whole. My ginger hair is like half my personality.
Just do a part then.
Part jet black.
I was wanting to get this back bit done, like these bits here, at the bottom, like bachelor.
But
Like
you were gonna
similar
do that.
style.
You're gonna do that anyway, bro. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
make it something wacky, like blonde or blue or something.
Well, I was looking into different ones, and purple seemed to look the best with this color of hair.
We don't want it the best. We want it the worst.
Fuck.
No,
You have to go. You have to shave your head then, Qais.
I'll dye it. I'll dye it. If you're dyeing it, I'll dye it.
You'd have to dye the whole thing then.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, because
you've
you've
got less
got
hair?
way less hair than us. That's not fair. Like, bro, you could just fucking dye all of your hair and then just shave it all off. Like,
Yeah.
just wear a hat. Like, me and Noah can't do that.
I want to see a reverse skin fade from Qais. You grow out the sides and just cut the top off.
Old man cut.
You know, like those monks. The
Yeah,
monks.
yeah.
No, okay. Should I say blonde? Dye it blonde.
Yeah? Yeah? What, for all of us?
Why you put this on me when I don't know a fucking thing about this?
Yeah, we mentioned... Mate, we did tell you, do your research. Yes, we did. No, we did say that. Okay.
Mate, I've been busy. Right.
Wait, what? Busy bodybuilding, bro. This is what we
I'm
do.
such an online coach.
Yeah, you're too busy on your own clients, man. I coach all of these guys at the Olympia anyway, so they're all my clients.
I couldn't, part of my hair I couldn't do blonde. I'd need to do the lot, and I don't think I could suit blonde hair.
Should have
I've
picked
got a
that.
holiday coming up in a few weeks. I can't look like a bag of piss.
Tough shit, bro. Like, it's either that or we're all getting a huge car decal. And Kez seems to be not budging on this big hood decal for the car.
Right. Let me. What can I get some options of what they could be, and I'll
We'll
think
do
about
that later. Yeah. But we're gonna do. Go on then.
There's hair dye. There's what's the car thing?
What?
Because I've got a car.
Shave like a full shave, like a clean shave.
I'd look awful.
So would I, but I'm prepared to do that. I haven't had a clean shave in about 10 years.
I've not done it in God knows how long.
Let's do that.
I'll always at least have a mustache with a bit of something.
Let's do that then. Let's do that because that'll come back and it'll look funny.
But again, there's not that much there though.
No, look, bro, like I could shave this off today and I'd look the same.
Yeah, you would look good, but we wouldn't.
Like,
Fuck you, Qais, just.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, all right. I'd say we'll take a poll.
Yeah.
Car decal. Okay. Tattoo or hair.
Do a
Okay.
tattoo. That's off the cards for me.
Okay.
Completely.
Then we'll just do car decal or hair.
Okay.
Big ass
hood
hood decal as
I've got a
well.
funny feeling they're gonna say hair.
I don't
Yeah.
know, bro. I think the car decal's a little bit more humiliation ritual, bro. Like, because the hair, you know, that you can cut off and dye that. Like, Kez, you're probably going to be driving a car for like the next 5 years.
Mate, my mum drives my car.
Hey, your mum and the AniGains whip would be so cool, man. She'd be so proud.
I think if it's me, I'd have to do my hair because I couldn't have my mum whipping around some sort of fucking Uego fucking whip. I'd have to let my hair be sacrificed.
Let's just say hair then. Let's just say hair.
Right, okay, fuck it. We'll do hair then.
Okay.
So sorry, you didn't get to pick. We
Right.
decided. One of us is going to die. Wait, and so,
can I say something? Can I get an option between tattoo and hair?
No, because you get tattoos anyway.
Yeah, but I'm not going to get fucking...
No.
AniGains.
If you get the AniGains tattoo, that's sick.
Okay, that's fine. I'm happy for that.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I'm happy for that. Okay.
All right.
Wait, can I get that option too?
Yeah.
Because I just don't know which one's going to be cheaper.
Yeah, okay. And I'll do the hair.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay,
Perfect. Cool.
This is made things a lot more exciting now and a lot more nerve-wracking.
Yeah, man.
Mate, I'm going to be sweating watching them Arnolds now.
When do they compete?
Next Saturday.
What time?
This Saturday. I'm not sure.
This Saturday?
Yeah, this Saturday. It's in America. So by the time of the next podcast, we will know. So we'll be discussing this in the next podcast.
Boys, can I at least, if I do, fuck it, can I at least wait until I'm back from my holiday? I am not going to Egypt looking like a fucking reprobate. I want to at least get some good photos.
Actually, no, that'll make it even funnier.
No. I want to wear my shirt on top of a camel next to the pyramids. I do not want to have AniGains across my forehead by that point. Let me.
It doesn't have to be in your forehead. It doesn't have to be in your forehead. It can be like somewhere else.
I know it doesn't need to be on my forehead, but
no.
Let me wait.
No, you have to
do it. Arseholes, fucking arseholes.
It's
part of the rule. To AniGains way.
Yeah, man. Oh, man, this is going to be...
If you didn't want to look silly, just get the fucking car decal. But you didn't want to do it. Neither of you wanted to do that.
Nah, because my mum drives my car. I'm not having a fucking, like...
Look, I was going to say something worse. I was going to say have a big hentai woman on the front of the car, you know?
Is that not what would be getting done? Is that
not
just AniGains logo.
Oh, sound!
Well, okay, either way, we've said hair now.
No, we're not doing that. We're doing the hair or the tattoo.
Fuck yous both.
Kez doesn't want a big hentai woman on his car. I think that'd be funny, personally. I think you'd have the coolest Mercedes in all of Bradford. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right,
Sweet.
okay.
On that
note, tune in next week to see one of us with very cool hair. I hope everybody enjoyed this week's latest installment of AniGains. Boys, I've finally got a fucking link tree. So if you go to my Instagram, Cam's Fitness, you can tap into the link tree. There you can either be brought to buy some of the coldest gym wear in the game from Anabolic Apparel. You can listen to the best gym training playlist, the Iron Plate, 45 pounds of mass, a big ass rock, new metal, old metal style playlist that I made for all of you to go train to. And you can sign up for coaching for this summer. We've got a lot of new, exciting people on the team, getting some people ready for this year's season. I'm not going to say anything, but these boys know what I've been cooking up. And
well, he's a fucking monster.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's what we do at Ignite. So if you want to be part of the Monster Goon Squad, make sure you hit that coaching link.
Mate, you got to trademark that.
That sounds fucking
Monster Goon Squad. That's a good one.
Monster Goon Squad.
That's what I call them all. I just check in. I'm like, "How are you doing, my little monster gooners?" They don't reply to my messages, but
no one checks in.
Yeah, no one checks in. Yeah, man. All right, okay, boys. Do you want to plug anything?
Yeah, sweet. So with me. Oh yeah, sweet. So with me, if you're looking to compete in men's physique, sometime this year or in the future, just drop me a message, or go to the link in the bio to book an initial consultation. So in terms of sign-ups and everything, the next enrollments I'm taking are for April, just because of a lack of availability at the minute. So yeah, so get on it with that. And then other than that, Qais10 at Trails and View if you want to get some garms there. So that's pretty much me.
You boys might have noticed I was on my phone a little bit during the podcast. I am now sponsored by Pit Stop Nutrition up in Scotland. Whoa! So I'm finally sponsored by a company that's not a train company, which is quite cool. Although if you do want to get discounts on your Japanese trains,
it's not cool.
no attempt. But no, if you ever want to get any supplementation, any protein, any rise and shine, literally anything, it is one of the best places you can go to.
Flavoured Rise and Shine, that isn't creatine.
Yes.
No, because the creatine, Qais' peach iced tea creatine that I had was fucking delicious. Okay, and it was
give me about a minute, and I shall bring that creatine.
Okay.
I'll plug away in the meantime.
Bro.
So, if you are wanting any supplementation, use code NOAH10 at checkout. Save yourself 10%. And you'd obviously be supporting the boy, supporting the cause, supporting me for helping me get my hair dyed, which is going to happen.
Yeah.
They didn't fucking tell me that we'd be doing something like this.
No, we made it up on the spot.
Yeah.
Right, Qais is back with his creatine, which is peach iced tea flavor.
Right then, moment of truth.
Yeah.
So, for context, have you guys given the context of the story to the viewers?
No, I just let Noah plug his thing, man.
Right. So basically, me and Cam were having a debate as to whether the creatine that I have is non-flavored or peach iced tea.
No. I will give the context behind this. Okay, we were staying in Bristol, right? Fucking, it's late at night. I'm pretty faded. I'm like, Kev, can I have some creatine, bro? Or I asked somebody else, can I have some creatine? There was that was your Rise and Shine on the table, yeah? So directly next to that Rise and Shine, there was a creatine monohydrate, which was peach iced tea flavor. I took 2 scoops of that. It was by far the best thing I'd tasted all day. I remember thinking to myself, like, mate, as if I could actually binge on creatine. That would be the most anabolic, tasty snack ever. It tasted incredible. And you can get it from Pit Stop Nutrition using code NOAH10. Yeah. So that wasn't anybody else's creatine. It wasn't mine. I don't have flavored creatine because I'm not a mimsy. My client didn't have any, and I don't think it was the other dudes. It would have to have been Qais'.
Yeah. So, what I then said to Cam was, I have never had flavored creatine in my life. Bullshit. The creatine that I have is an unflavored one, and now I have the proof that my creatine is peach iced tea. So Cam was right. Cam was right.
Like, how did you not realize that, bro?
This whole time I thought it was unflavored because I mix it with my Rise and Shine, so I don't even know. Like, it's just the same flavor, so I mix it with that, so I don't even know.
It's more expensive than the normal creatine because it's flavored. Yeah, but I guess that's that Kesthetics posing money, you know.
No 10.
No 10. Get your creatine and your Rise and Shine.
Have you actually just dry scooped that creatine before? Mate, I'm telling you, it just tastes like sherbet. Like, it's so good. I'm not even sponsored by Pit Stop.
Should I do it live on the pod?
Yeah, mate, fuck it, do it. Like, genuinely, fucking get it.
What the fuck is this podcast?
I'm dry scooping.
Do 2 scoops, because I did 2 scoops.
Bro's making a mess.
Get some in your mouth, Qais. Jesus, man.
Oh, right. Man. I've just realised I've got my aligners in as well. I shouldn't have done that.
No, it's going to be all stuck underneath.
Right.
I've got to get off and wash my aligners, but it's been a pleasure.
Did it taste good, though?
Very good.
Right, okay, all right. Qais needs to go wash his mouth because he's made a mess. Everybody, thank you for watching.
No one's watching this.
Shittiest show of the internet. And we'll catch you next week with some dyed hair. Take care. Yeah.